They get mad because I say that. Then they say this and say that. Girl, your mother is Beyonce. They got billions of dollars. She can do a lot of that little girl. That little girl could be influential somewhere, talking about real good things, mental health, stuff with children. She's only 13. Ain't nothing wrong with a 13.
He rumors that Beyoncé's former physician has suddenly revealed some crazy information about how Beyoncé has supposedly been pressuring Blue Ivy to have plastic surgery to enhance her appearance, are causing some crazy drama to blow up. As you are all aware, Blue has been the subject of hate speech on the internet since her birth, and it appears that Beyoncé may have been impacted by those offensive remarks. Everyone has been raving about how beautiful Blue is, and how she had a huge blow-up, you know. The surgeon is now asserting that the work she had done is to blame. The surgeon just published a lengthy list of procedures that Blue has scheduled for the future, so that is not even the most outrageous aspect. Let us get started since things are getting crazy. Well, as you are all aware, Blue Ivy's appearance has been the center of attention from the beginning. People immediately began comparing Beyoncé to her mother because she was her eldest child, and social media went too far in this regard. Posts analyzing her appearance and discussing everything from her nose to her hair were all over Instagram and Twitter. Some people were helpful, of course, but most of it was downright cruel. One of the hardest times was when she was still a toddler and people started dragging her without cause and claiming that her hair was uncombed. Saucy Santana even said something unpleasant about Blue. He responded to a Twitter user who stated in one message, "I just want to be like Blue Ivy." Santana then replied, "Nappy-headed or, like." He also tweeted, "I'm sorry, but Northwest clears Blue Ivy. Have several seats, just said this yesterday." Additionally, he intensified his cruel tweets after being called out a few years ago, claiming, "Fake woke B words. People don't care about old tweets. The internet has this weird thing with power, thinking they have the power to cancel someone. Newsflash, you don't. Y'all be thinking y'all have someone by the balls about situations you don't care about." People appear obsessed with whether Blue Ivy would live up to Beyoncé's image rather than allowing her to be a kid. It was more than simply her appearance. It turned into a continual yardstick against her mother, who is regarded as a beauty standard in the field. And that pressure simply changed as Blue grew older rather than decreasing. All of a sudden, attention was focused on her appearance, style, and demeanor at occasions. As the analogies continued to mount, Jay-Z was now also mentioned. With the same subliminal message, viral memes began to circulate, featuring her looks next to those of her parents. Did she purchase the appropriate jeans? People frequently evaluated her through a Eurocentric prism that totally ignored her identity as a black child, analyzing her natural hair and facial features. So the constant examination was never fair. The stories about how her family controls her image only serve to fuel the criticism. According to recent gossip websites and Blind Things, Beyoncé and even her mother Tina Knowles are upset because Blue Ivy does not look like her. Rumor has it that before any public appearance, Blue's glam staff goes out of their way to soften her features. According to some sources, Beyoncé's staff may even be preparing her for a nose job in the future. A blind item claims that the brand, in one of the most image-obsessed families in the business, insiders are saying the heir, Blue Ivy Carter, to a global empire, is already feeling the weight of not fitting the brand. She's been handed Grammys, red carpet moments, and front-row seats to her mother's superstardom, Beyoncé. But behind the scenes, there's tension that no amount of spotlight can cover. It went on to say, allegedly Queen Mama and Grandma matriarch Tina Knowles are privately frustrated that the princess of the dynasty didn't inherit more of her mother's face card. Instead, she's the spitting image of her billionaire father, much to the apparent dismay of the glam team, who are constantly working overtime to soften certain features before she hits the stage or the gram. Word is, the young heiress is already hyper-aware of what the public says about her looks. And yes, she's reading the comments. The item ended with, insiders say she started leaning into makeup early, trying to tilt the scale more toward mom's clone and less toward dad's twin. Some claim a long-term image strategy is in place that could include future refinements once she's of age. Nose job rumors, let's just say the conversation has been floated. Meanwhile, Mama Bear is said to be pushing hard behind the scenes to position her as the next big thing, whether she wants it or not. After all, what's a billion-dollar brand without a legacy act? Some have voiced their opposition to the persistent rumors. Supporters and admirers have criticized Blue Ivy's treatment, stating that it is totally inappropriate to subject a youngster to such pressure. They have noted that criticizing her appearance or making assumptions about surgery is not only unjust, but it may also be dangerous. Concern over how quickly she is being forced into increasingly mature tasks has also grown. Some individuals think she is being forced to mature too quickly, based on everything from her stage attire and dance moves to her makeup. Even Tokyo Toni has questioned what it truly means to grow up in such a spotlight, accusing Beyoncé of placing blue in settings that may not be suitable for a child. And you know, it is pretty terrible if Tokyo Toni is giving you parenting advice.
No 13-year-old of mine is gonna be doing all of this in front of no grown. I don't give a talking about. I don't give a you ain't doing it. Do that shit you grown or old enough to do it. So guess little Beyonce, go ahead, cause later on she just training y'all next in line, cause Beyonce 40 something. How long she gonna shake that like J-Lo? Cause they got to. You're a puppy. They get mad cause I say that. Then they say this and say that. Girl, your mother is Beyonce. They got billions of dollars. She can do a lot of that little girl. That little girl could be influential somewhere, talking about real good things, mental health, stuff with children. She's only 13. Ain't nothing wrong with a 13.
Celebrity children often have similar experiences, but Blue Ivy's story is unique because of how intense and constant the attention has been. She has been subjected to irrational expectations and constant conjecture over everything from her appearance to her destiny. All of this is a part of a larger problem in the entertainment industry, where people's lives are shaped much too early by their image and reputation. Her family's public persona, particularly Beyoncé's, is directly responsible for a large portion of the strain she endures. One of the main reasons why the scrutiny never seems to stop is the link between Blue Ivy's expectations and her mother's meticulously constructed brand. Beyoncé's image has always been scrutinized, particularly in relation to her conformity to the beauty standards of the entertainment business. She looked quite light throughout her renaissance, which is why this argument reached a boiling pitch. Skin bleaching claims got viral on the internet, and Tina Knowles even intervened to stop them. Yep, she wrote. She does a film called The Renaissance, where the whole theme is silver with silver hair, a silver carpet, and suggested silver attire, and you bozos decide that she's trying to be a white woman and is bleaching her skin. Duh, she wore silver hair to match her silver dress as a fashion statement clown. This girl minds her own business. She helps people whenever she can. She lifts up and promotes black women and underdogs at all times. And regrettably, Blue Ivy has been subjected to the same level of scrutiny. People expect her to match the same image because they view her as Beyoncé's daughter, not merely as a child. The comparisons begin anew, each time she appears in public. Many people behave as though Blue falls short because she resembles Jay-Z more than Beyoncé, whose lighter skin and straighter hair have subtly become the norm. And the truth is, Jay-Z hasn't exactly been celebrated for his looks in the media, which only makes things worse for Blue. Additionally, according to the surgeon, Beyoncé and Mama Tina are making every effort to make her appear as dissimilar to Jay-Z as possible. Rumor has it that many famous parents force their young children to have surgery before they reach adulthood, so they may pretend that their new appearance is the product of puberty and maturity. The fact that Mama T and Beyoncé might be pressuring Blue into it is also regrettable. However, as stated by the blind item, the purpose of this is to secure the bag. In any case, I am curious about your thoughts on this. Please share your ideas in the comments section below, and then watch the following video.